Nejc joins me from ADA Domains to talk about their project that they're working on to make payments to wallet addresses as easy as possible. And this is done by shortening that really long address that you have into something really short and unique that's personalized for yourself. So that long address that you might have, you can change it to something really simple, such as peter.ada. Now that's really easy to remember, it's really memorable, and you can send that to anyone and they can use it as that sending address so that you can receive ADA into your wallet. Now it's really cool, it's a really interesting project. I really am looking forward to this coming out. There is a pre-sale coming up really soon, so please check out the dates for this. This is a little bit of a time-sensitive thing. The fact that these domains are essentially NFTs means that you can buy and trade them. In the early days of the .com boom, we saw domain names being purchased and sold later to large companies, for example, for large sums of money. So I think there will be a bit of a stampede in regards to people buying up these domains to reserve them and then possibly flip them on secondary markets afterwards. So it may very well happen. Anyway, we'll get into all of that, how it all works in this episode. So if you like this type of content, please give us that thumbs up, hit subscribe, click on that notification bell, and you hear more from us really soon. Let's get into this interview.
Yeah, gotta do it like that. You've been listening to the Learn Cardano podcast.
I have Nejc from ADA Domains joining me on this episode, and he's created something pretty cool. I was looking around to buying one of these special crypto domains off Unstoppable Domains. But of course, that's on the Ethereum blockchain, and I'm all about Cardano. And finally, I saw this pop up, and I was quite excited. And I was ready to buy a domain straight away, but I realized it was going to take a little while. But Nejc is going to talk all about this particular project that he's working on and exactly what it's all about. So Nejc, thank you so much for joining me on the podcast.
Thank you.
Let's get into a little bit of an understanding of how you got into cryptocurrency and then specifically how you found Cardano.
Yeah, I mean, I got into cryptocurrency in the 2017 when I, of course, bought Bitcoin and Ripple, and Cardano was in an early stages at that time, so I didn't buy it at that time, but that I buy it in like when the COVID hit. I buy it at really low price, and then I was always checking up the Twitter and the announcements from the IOHK to see what's up. And I was thinking, oh, that's a really nice project. Can't wait to see what the smart contracts will bring. So I thought to myself, why not build something together with my friends who was also involved with Cardano. We are from Slovenia, so it's a small country, and it's not really like a known topic here, this NFT. So we were kind of the first one to really explore that space. We thought, why don't we try to bring some solution with Cardano, and we decided to build domains on the blockchain, and which utilizes the Cardano blockchain. We started off in, I think, June. And we've been building since June till now, and now we're launching our pre-sale.
Very exciting. So, so what is exactly ADA Domain? So I gave a little bit of a description of what it is in comparison to, but explain how the whole thing works. In one word, I would just say that we're trying to bring like blockchain domains to the Cardano blockchain, but the most simple idea is that we want the crypto payment is usually done through, like, you send the user your hash of your address, and then he needs to copy it in an exchange and send it, or in a wallet and send it. But the idea here is that you will own your domain, for example, which is more easy to remember, and you would copy it in your wallet, and the other user could send a token or some other NFT to your wallet by just remembering the initials that you gave him. The address resolving part is just one part of the project that we will introduce.
in your like domain, which will be an NFT token, you will also have the option to like store different informations. For example, IPFS hash, which is a decentralized form of a website, and other crypto payment addresses. You could have like Bitcoin wallet stored on Cardano, and then if somebody builds a breach, or you could also make some sort of payments together with smart contracts utilizing that. So that's the whole idea. We saw similar projects built on Ethereum, and we thought, why wouldn't we bring it to Cardano, which offers like a lot of stuff that's better than other blockchains. For example, lower fees, more predictable costs.
So when I hear aided domains or unstoppable domains, I literally think of a website domain. So
that's usually the first thought when people think of like a domain. But the classical domains, translating the sites to IP addresses. Here we are doing the translations from your domain to your payment address. But we're also adding a support for websites. That would be through the form of IPFS hash. So if like we're sometimes in the future integrated in some browser, or we build an extension, you would be able to browse the actual website through your browser using the either extension, either some sort of gateway, or we're integrated into the browser itself. That's the whole goal of this project. One of the main goals, I would say so. So yeah, that's it. But the main difference between like standard domains and crypto domains is that they're translating IP addresses. We're translating like payment addresses.
So how does this compare to what's existing already? So like unstoppable domains that you see on Ethereum, is it essentially very similar, or?
Yeah, there are two most very known projects on Ethereum. One is Unstoppable Domains. The other is ENS, Ethereum Naming Service. We are more comparable to Unstoppable Domains because ENS has like, you have to renew it every year, a domain, and they don't offer so much utility. But yeah, Unstoppable Domains is something similar on Ethereum. They also offer like different payment addresses in your token. But the main difference between us and them is that they're kind of very centralized in a way. And of course, the Ethereum fees itself. So, I mean, if you buy like a domain, you would be charged a lot just for the fees itself. But to get back at about what I was saying about decentralization is, they have a lot of centralized infrastructure around it. For example, when they mint a domain, user initiates the minting, but this minting goes to their backend server, and they're minting on behalf of their users. But in our project, everything it's aimed to be decentralized, so the minting will be done by the actual smart contract on Cardano. So this is like a true form of decentralization that we intend to bring to the Cardano blockchain.
All right. Very cool. So you spoke about some of the use cases on how we could possibly use a domain that we purchase. How does one go about reserving it? How does one actually create it with a smart contract once you build the smart contracts?
Okay, so in this presale, you'll be purchasing a regular NFT, which is just an NFT with a name of a domain that you want to buy. That NFT will be claimable in our DApp. So you will actually reserve it, and no one will be able to buy it once the DApp launches. Only you with that token, you will be able to claim it. So that's an NFT. And in the meantime, you could trade it regularly, like the trading is currently done, either on CNFT or Discord channels. I think there's some other sites, but I don't know it from the top of my head. So yeah, that's it. Then we will also, the trading and sending will all be done through our app because the NFT itself won't live on our smart contract. The NFT itself won't live on your wallet address, but it will live on a script address. So the trading will have to be done through our smart contract. So that's one of the use cases that we will also bring. So the entire marketplace for these domains.
Right. Okay, that's interesting. So essentially, it's all just an NFT. But this is one thing I didn't realize. So it will be an NFT that lives on the smart contract stored.
Yeah. So one thing you have to know that the entire state on Cardano relies on NFTs. So if you want to store some kind of state, you have to store it in an NFT. To be more specific, in a datum field of that NFT. And for that, you have to use something called script addresses, which is not in your wallet, but you can communicate with these script addresses and then spend those UTXOs that are on these script addresses. So yeah, NFT will be there, but only you will be able to operate with that certain NFT. But it won't be in your wallet. And the only way to operate with that NFT is with our smart contract. Smart contracts are a little bit different on Cardano than are on like Ethereum, because each time on each transaction, the code of the smart contract have to be included in the transaction. So that's the only way to move or do something on what's with that NFT. So yeah, that's it.
Right. Okay. I didn't realize that. So I'm learning a little bit more about smart contracts on Cardano at the moment as well. So how do I? So if the NFT lives on your side in the smart contract, how do I know that I own that particular NFT, that particular domain?
You have to call like contract endpoint. That's the part that is still being developed by the IOHK. So there's a project currently under development. It's called Bluetooth Application Backend, and that will give you an option to like call the actual contract endpoints. And you will be able to then query those contracts and see what belongs to your like public cache. So your with your wallet, you will call that public endpoint, and you will see, okay, I own these NFTs and I can do these operations with them.
Gotcha. I think I'll put up a visual diagram or something to try and explain that to users that are wanting to understand this a little bit more as well.
Yeah, I mean, there's a really nice explanation on DCSpark blog. This is a development firm that is doing and developing on Cardano, and there's some really nice explanations on like MinSwap block when they're doing like the MinSwap token sales. So really, they did an amazing explanation about that.
Great. Thanks for those resources. I'll pull them up and put them in the show notes as well. Okay. So since this is all running on smart contracts, there've been a lot of discussion recently about concurrency and how to possibly scale this. A lot of other projects have put together little solutions in regards to how they are possibly going to scale their own solutions. How is scaling going to work on ADA domains?
Yeah, there was a lot of thought regarding that concurrency
Huge amount of
issue.
Thought.
Yeah, I mean, you can encounter that issue, but it's not the problem of a blockchain, it's the problem of how it's implemented. So we know about that problem beforehand. So we did design a registry system. As I was saying before, the only way to have the state on the Cardano is via NFT tokens. To be more specific, these datum fields. And so if you're only relying on like one NFT token for the state, you would encounter that issue. But we were like, the way we would store the domains is by using registries. Those are NFT tokens. And we will be using multiple of those tokens for the sale. There's a quite nice explanation in our white paper on how we will design these registries. But the main and the hardest part here is to like split it properly. So we don't know how much traffic we could expect, but we designed it for a lot of traffic, and a lot of transactions. So we had to come up with a solution to how to split those registries, those NFT tokens, so the users won't be able to like wait for another transaction and encounter those concurrency issues. So yeah, if we detect that there's the registries, those NFT tokens are two-field, we split them, and that's done via burning of NFT tokens and reminting them. But I'm not really the core expert here. Yush is the other developer.
Yeah.
I was just trying to summarize the idea of how we'll do that. But yeah, you have to be really careful about how you're handling those state managements on Cardano. Otherwise, you will encounter these issues. Yes. Because the difference in Ethereum, there you have a global state, and everything you run, you don't have to really care about that. It's like everything is running on imagine like a single thread in JavaScript, and you don't really care about. You have access to a global state here. You don't have it. You have to be really smart and design some smart solutions around that problem. So yeah, I would encourage everyone to read our white paper. There is a more detailed and technical explanation on how we will do that.
Yes, it was quite detailed. And I was just about to ask, who else is working on the project with you? So you've got your other developer partner.
Yeah, that's Yush.
Yush.
Yeah, he's unavailable today, but it's just the two of us. I take care of the front end and other stuff related to the project, and he's solely working on smart contract solutions. And I mean, he's a mathematician, so he's doing that.
That's brilliant. So you're a full stack developer, is that right?
Yes, I full stack. But here, I mean, okay, there's some backend stuff regarding the Presale, but most of other stuff is like front end and communicating with smart contracts. But this communication is still in the works of IOHK. So yeah.
Okay. So did you guys go through the Plutus Pioneer program? Like, how did you go about learning smart contracts?
We did sign up for it. We watched all of these Lars videos on YouTube. I mean, I did not so much. Yush went really deep into that stuff, and we learned a lot through that. But and Lars was actually really helpful. I think we weren't having access to Discord, and he just sent us a link to the Discord and invites us in. And also, he was answering really fast on YouTube. So yeah, I mean, Yush was more deep into the Plutus Pioneer course. I was more into the front end development and this and this wallet integrations with front end. I was looking more into these issues that are happening on the front end.
So in regards to the actual pre-sale, you've got a pre-sale coming up for these particular domains. Firstly, I noticed on Twitter that you let the community or the people that were following you on Twitter decide how you wanted to actually initiate the sale of the domains, which is quite interesting.
Yeah, I mean, we were trying to introduce some sort of governance. We had Twitter poll, and would say, okay, the users decided they want it done via the pre-sale. Even though it was a close call, we still decided to go with pre-sale.
It's cool. Governance via Twitter. Okay. if Twitter can work like that. So the pre-sale is going to start this Friday on the 2nd of October?
I think it is the 1st of
October.
Yeah, different time zone. Sorry, 1st of October, Ljubljana. I think in Australia is the 2nd of October.
Yeah. Okay, little bit ahead in time. So, how are people going to actually reserve their domains in this pre-sale?
Yeah, the pre-sale will be done like any other pre-sale on the Cardano network, I believe. It's called the Berry Way, as I called it. Yeah, so the user will be able to reserve it. We then reserve your domain for 10 minutes. And in the meantime, you have to send the exact amount of ADA to an address that we specify. When you send it, we mint the token for you and you get it to your wallet. You have to use the Cardano Shell Era wallet. Otherwise, it will be refunded. But please don't use the exchange because they're managing the addresses themselves, so we have no control over that. And yeah, that's it. I'll even write a more simplified instructions on how to do that for those of you not familiar with Cardano and how it works. So anyone will be able to buy it, not just the hardcore Cardano users.
Yeah, if you're in the Cardano space and buying NFTs, this buying process is quite common. Will have a very unique amount of ADA that you need to send to a particular address, and that's essentially like a unique identifier for your sale.
Yeah, I mean, you have like a million combinations because, but yeah, you have to be careful on how to implement this presale. There were some projects in the early stage of NFT development on Cardano that like kind of did it not so good. But yeah, we know what we have to be careful for, and we tested it quite in the last few weeks. So I think everything will be working okay on Friday.
Okay. So in regards to how much it will cost for reserving a presale, what are we looking at in terms of cost in ADA?
So we have 3-tier pricing. The first tier is like reserved for 3 and 4 letter characters. This one is priced at 100 ADA. The second tier is for 5 to 8 letter. For 5 to 8 letter, this one is priced at 50 ADA. And 9 letters or more is, I believe, 20 ADA.
Okay. I'm looking at getting my name, Pete.ada.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Yep. Fingers crossed I can get that in the pre-sale. And now that I've told everyone's going to jump on it and buy it before me. I know it's going to happen. All right.
Yeah, it's Friday at, I don't know what time it is in Perth. I believe it's early in the morning for you.
Oh no, it's going to be one of those terrible times again. But I'm getting used to it. Yeah. So, what's the timeline of the project looking like? So we've got the pre-sale coming up on this weekend or this Friday. What about everything else? When smart contracts? When everything else?
Yeah, I really wish I could give you the exact answer, but there's a lot of infrastructure that's still under heavy development. So, for example, the DApp connector draft is still in the progress on GitHub. The PAP is still not finished. So once we have, I would say, just 2 of these components, I would be really comfortable giving you the timeline. Currently, I can't really give you because too much stuff relies on that. So I wouldn't promise anything just now, but just mention me on Twitter once this is live, and we'll be glad to give you an exact date at that time.
Cool. So in the Plutus application backend, I think a lot of developers and projects are really waiting for that to mature and more of that to be released. Do you know much about it, and like what type of features will help developers to release their projects?
I mean, yeah, the Plutus application backend just allows developers to like query the smart contracts. Currently, I don't know how. I think it's not possible now. I'm really not that familiar with like the whole Haskell stuff, but yeah, currently the whole process of accessing the UTXO, the coin selection strategy, is really like clumsy. But so the PAP will resolve that, or so they say. And once this is done, we'll be able to like access our smart contract endpoints and actually implement it the way we wanted it, not just in a simulator like we were doing for the time of development. But yeah, we needed. The other thing is the DApp connector. This is like the standard that currently, I believe, only Berry Wallet follows, but it's still not merged into the GitHub repo, which defines the standard of how the wallet plugins will be defined and how front-end developers will be calling the wallet itself. So.
Gotcha. So that's like the NAMI wallet that Alessandro
the NAMI
has.
Wallet,
Yeah. So that standard of building wallets. I'm assuming you've looked into his code for his particular wallet and seeing how that's all implemented.
I'm really thankful for all of the work he's done. I mean, I even graduated from Cardano, and my graduation thesis was using the code from his. I mean, was using his library to query like the Cardano blockchain, I believe. Yeah,
that's cool. Yeah, he's done a lot of I guess pioneering in the space for the rest of us. So how can people learn more about the project?
Yeah, I would say that for those of you who are really interested, please take a look at our white paper. I think we're detailed about our project there. Otherwise, just follow us on Twitter and Discord. We're trying to give you really fast answers there. I believe this is the only 3 channels that we have. We also have an email, info@otherdomains.io.
Cool, brilliant. I did contact you via Discord, and I think that, you're very responsive. A couple of months ago, even when we first
we were just starting, but we agreed that once we have something ready, then I will contact you again, and then today. So.
Yeah, brilliant. Thank you very much for that. Okay, so I'm looking forward to this pre-sale. I'm looking forward to the further and future development of the project as well. So good luck with it all, and I'm sure we'll speak again soon about it.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.
All right, make sure you check out the links below for their Twitter, Discord, website, and their white paper. The white paper isn't too long, so you should be able to get through that and have a really good understanding of what the project's trying to do and how they're going to achieve it. It's a quick, easy read. Now, if you are interested in buying one of these domains, make sure you check out the pre-sale. There is a pinned tweet on their Twitter account that you can find and work out exactly when that sale is going to happen in your time zone. If you really enjoyed this interview, make sure you give us that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and click on that notification bell, and you hear more from us really soon.
Yeah, gotta do it like that. You've been listening to the Learn Cardano podcast. Gotta get it hype. Crypto is what we like, but this is not investment or financial advice. Gotta do your research, cause it's risky. We know it is. This show is educational and it's informative. Crypto's the future, really, it ain't no debate.